Good night. Next news. Trump supporter breaks down after ICE detains a third of his employees. Now he's asking the president, what happened? People. You get to know these guys, you become their friends, said Florida small business owner Vincent Scar. Dina of the emotional toll that Trump's immigration policy has taken on him. Below are your comments. He was puzzled, and he puzzled and puzzled till his puzzler was sore. Form I-9, Employment Eligibility Verification, to verify the identity and employment authorization of individuals hired for employment in the United States. All U.S. employers must properly complete Form I-9 for every individual they hire for employment in the United States. This includes citizens and aliens. Both employees and employers, or authorized representatives of the employer, must complete the form. It's all good until it affects him. He couldn't care less about immigrants until his employees were picked up and he can't replace them. I have zero sympathy for him, but I do worry that the employees won't be treated fairly or receive due process as they are entitled to. I guess Scardina voted for Trump assuming that Trump was fine as long as Scardina was not negatively affected. Scardina apparently did not care how others were hurt as long as he wasn't. Now that he has suffered financially from Trump's policies, he is having second thoughts. There are any others who think like Scardina. It's okay what Trump does as long as it does not affect me. How do you vote for someone and not know who you're voting for? I guess that's the American way now. Trump consistently talked about deportations being a top priority. All I can say is the same things I said all Trump supporters who've been negatively affected by his policies. I have to state this as well. I must remind everyone that the employer is the ones who should be held accountable. They refuse to pay living wages so they can maximize profit. Whether legal or not, whether employed by a work visa or as contract labor, they pay taxes and into Social Security. Employers must pay 15.3% for contract workers. They pay city, county, parish, and state taxes every time they purchase something. As far as Americans performing the jobs these people do, they demand higher wages unless they're poor or working poor, then they accept what they get. These same Americans think jobs such as harvesting crops, cleaning houses, childcare, working in restaurant kitchens are beneath them or are for people who they see as being inferior or lower class. They don't consider these jobs real jobs, but they'll utilize the people who hold them and look own their nose at the same time. Historically, these jobs were held by slaves, indentured or sold for free labor, until the beginning of the Industrial Revolution when thousands of European immigrants flooded into what is supposed to be the great American melting pot. What a joke! Some remaining illegal in 00. We as a people, not a race, love to point the finger at others, when we should be looking in a mirror. Or the people who being treated like strangers in a Christian nation, are the same type of people who this it. 00. It's just too bad that this Trump voter is really not the one who is suffering. He voted for this. It was no secret. He heard what he wanted to hear. Notwithstanding the fact that his business is affected, the guy was okay with it when the people being deported were strangers. Hope his business goes belly up. Trump never understood that most of the immigrants, legal or not, in the U.S. are not sitting around electing government assistants. They are doing many of the manual labor jobs that Americans don't want to do. With unemployment as low as it is, I hope he has more than a concept of a plan for replacing them. He got what he voted for, so no sympathy here. Also, the business owners, who are trying to make plans for this year considering the Trump tariffs. See how's, then you got what you voted for. No sympathy here for this business owner who supports Trump and voted him in. Did he really believe that his business that employed 1/3 of his immigrant workers would be safe? I knew this would hurt our businesses and economy, and yet, they voted him back in and Trump went RDER. So this is on Trump, but he won't take any blame for his actions. He never does. And this is only the beginning, folks. It's going to get way more worse for the 98% working Americans, and the 2% rich will get richer. But they voted him in and he is going to destroy our democracy. Yes, he got what he voted for, but please people, read the article. But Regulucia Smith, an attorney for the detained men, attested to their legal authorization to be in the United States, with 5 of 6 of them having pending asylum cases. Valid work permit, not even close to. They are legally here. 00. They have an authorization to stay. 00. Okay, for Ms. Levitt's education. Under U.S. law, even if you commit a crime on live TV with 1,000 witnesses and you confess, you're still not a criminal until convicted. That requires due process, which the detained immigrants are not granted. So under U.S. law, Ms. Levitt, they are not criminals. Another case of the "I'm for it as long as it's not me." This is what you voted for, so live with it. You brought this on yourself. Before you put your life and livelihood into someone's hands, make sure you can trust them and they avenue proven to have honesty, morality and integrity. Some of the oldest advice I know: careful what you wish for and pay attention to the fine print. The buyer's remorse of some folks is laughable because they consciously chose to disregard any warnings provided that these things would happen. One of them thought, not to me, it won't. He got what he voted for, absolutely no sympathy for him. I do feel bad for his workers. Perhaps next time he'll listen to campaign rhetoric and vote wisely. You gotta laugh. This guy actually thought his business would not be affected by Trump's immigration policy? Where was he during the campaign? Where was he during Trump's first admin? I wonder if he even regrets voting from Trump. Another dissatisfied and educated voter. I hope he goes bankrupt. I thought Trump made it pretty clear he was going to deport everyone that was here illegally, if he was elected. He certainly highlighted people who committed violent crimes. That packs a powerful punch. So maybe that was where his confusion comes from. But why he felt his employees wouldn't be in danger astounds me. I am glad that it is now a hardship for that Trump supporter. He lied to that small business owner and he does not care about him. Trump supporters need to suffer the consequences of their vote. Last week I saw a Florida farmer interviewed who had just plowed under his entire tomato crop because his undocumented workers refused to come to work in fear of an ICE raid. Elections have consequences, pal. Isn't it coincidental that ICE won't be prioritizing hospitality workers, many who are immigrants and possibly illegals? The president's family businesses include hotels and club resorts. Who would have thought that would happen? Trump voters, deal with the problems your voted president implies. Everyone could see this coming 5 miles away. That's why I didn't vote for him. I think if you have to pay the new hires higher wages than the old lower paid employees, isn't that cost going to be passed down to the consumer, which means higher prices for everyone that uses that product or service? I guess that's a concept that the MAGA mind just can't comprehend. I feel for Vincent. He checked their papers, I presume, and thought they were okay. That ICE puts his business in a bad spot. Let him complain to the Trump he voted for. Go right up to Washington and tell him. See what he says. Show some backbone for yourself and your workers and their families. Otherwise, don't come and whine. You voted for him. Can we send the MAGAs to their own country? Let them figure out how to survive without immigrant labor, government benefits, science-based health care and education. Bets on how long it takes before they implode. If we tell them it's a new reality show, they'll probably volunteer. Trump now has well-armed enemies who he assumed were going to be his forever loyalists. He didn't think this through. Wait, he doesn't think. He's doing what he said he was going to do, Vinny. What you voted for him to do. What did you expect? This is a direct reflection of the intelligence of MAGA. Trump was super clear, and this guy voted against own interests just like every other bill and elected official on the right. Eventually they will wake up and realize they were all coned. Weren't you listening during his campaign? He told you and everybody else what he was going to do. Chris Sachs, what is wrong with you people? Pay attention to things that could affect you and try to escape the cult. Please subscribe to my channel. And if you like it, please thumbs up.